Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Brad Halls. You probably know because you clicked on my channel, and obviously I'm the one hosting. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Bit of a different format of a video here right now. Bit of a different format. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. I am a big WWE fan. I'm a big wrestling fan. When I was a kid, it's what I wanted to do as a job, and then realised it's expensive to go to wrestling school, so I decided to do music, which is even more expensive. I've kind of fucked myself here, haven't I? I've kind of fucked myself. Oh well. Worth the fun. Right. So, the Royal Rumble is this Saturday? I don't know when this video is going to come out. I think it's coming out on Friday, so you'll see this on Friday. So, it should be tomorrow, the Royal Rumble, / Sunday night if you're in America, if you're in the UK. I'm basically going to go through what we can expect, or what we think we should expect from the Royal Rumble. I've got the matches up, and also I've got like some people that are in the Rumble, some people who are not in the Rumble. If you get me. So, the one match I'm very excited for, Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. Bray Wyatt's semi-return match, because he returned at a live event, and then so it's kind of one of those things. Can we expect Bray Wyatt to put on a show, or is it just going to be a normal match? But it's a pitch black match, which, to be fair, I don't understand it. Don't understand like the whole idea of it, but it kind of works for Bray Wyatt, especially the character he's got on at the moment with Uncle Howdy and Alexa Bliss slowly losing her goddamn marbles. So I think we can expect a pretty, I won't say cinematic match, like the Firefly Funhouse, or even like some other matches that happened during the COVID era, which I'd like to say. I'd like to see a pitch black match with an empty arena and make it a cinematic match. I'd like to see that, especially with this match of Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. LA Knight, a phenomenal wrestler. I absolutely love LA Knight. Especially his work as Eli Drake in the Impact Zone and in TNA Impact Wrestling. I'd love to see him as like pull out a few of those old moves that he used to do as Eli Drake, but as LA Knight. And I love the character of LA Knight. LA Knight is, at the moment, legendary. Like, the guy, that's the thing with LA Knight. I've always said, like, you give the guy a character and he can play it. And I think he'll do really well. He'll do really well, especially in a match against someone like Bray Wyatt, who has experience, who knows what he's doing, and somebody who also is used to playing creepy characters. For a pitch black match, this could be quite interesting for Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, because we could see a whole new side of Knight. We could see a whole darker side of the character that he plays. But with Bray, I think we're kind of going to see all three versions of Bray Wyatt. We're going to see The Fiend, which I hope, fingers crossed, The Fiend does make an appearance, because Bray's character as The Fiend is creepy, and it is yet fucking fantastic. I think we're going to see the Cult Leader. That's the main one I think we're going to see, is the Cult Leader. The Cult Leader Bray Wyatt, when he had Eric Rowan and Luke Harper and Braun Strowman. I think that's the character we're going to see. And I know Uncle Howdy's not Bray Wyatt, but I think we're going to see Uncle Howdy. And I think that is going to be the return of Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt's real life brother. And some of you might not know that, but it actually is. But yeah, so I think a pitch black match is going to be interesting, to say the least. I think it's going to be a dimmed lighting, no holds barred, and it's going to be a match designed to fuck with you, basically. It's going to be a match that's going to be designed to seriously mess with your head. A bit like the match with John Cena that Bray Wyatt had, but better, because that match was goddamn fucking awful. Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss, Raw Women's Champion, is the next match. This match is going to be brutal. It's going to be fucking brutal. Because all Bliss needs to do is see that logo of Bray, and she's gone fucking haywire. But at the same time, Belair knows what it's like. She knows what the indies are like, so she can fight. She knows what NXT was like. But so does Bliss. But I think when it comes to it, Belair's got a lot more to lose. Obviously the championship, and also a legacy of holding the championship for so long. I think Belair has got too much to lose. So the pressure's going to be on when that logo hits. Because it is. I don't give a shit what you say. That logo is going to happen. And Bliss is going to see it. Or someone's going to get involved. My guess is Sister Abigail. The real Sister Abigail. There's going to be a female character. Don't know who. Probably someone in the back. Like they do all the time. That is going to have... put on a mask. And go out and distract Bliss. Or go out and distract Belair. Bliss will lose it. And completely smash Belair into next week. So I think it'll be an interesting match. But my prediction for the match is Bliss. I think Bliss is going to win the match. With a match with LA Knight and Bray Wyatt, my prediction is going to be LA Knight. I think LA Knight's going to win due to Uncle Howdy. And Bliss is going to win because of Sister Abigail. Which I think could be quite entertaining. It's going to be an interesting match, and we're going to see a lot happen. My biggest concern at the moment with a Rumble, though, is Vince McMahon. Vince is now back, kind of. I know he's not in charge of creative because Triple H is, which kind of gives like a massive warm hug. No, Triple H is in charge. I've said it time and time again to my fiance and everything. Having Triple H in charge is a big warm hug. You're like, thank you, Triple H. Thank you for helping us. Because WWE was in the shitter when Vince left. When Vince retired, WWE was in the shitter. And Triple H has brought it back. But now Vince is back, I'm worried that the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and SummerSlam, Survivor Series are just going to go back down the shitter. Like they were when Vince was here. Don't get me wrong, the last SummerSlam, when Vince was in charge, was good. We had the return of Bayley and everybody, and it was fucking fantastic. Right, the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. My prediction for this match, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is going to dethrone Roman Reigns. I fucking hope anyway, because I'm getting sick of Roman Reigns. And I'm pretty sure most of the people are as well. But we look at it this way. I think one thing is going to happen. One thing in that match. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is going to cost Roman Reigns the title. The whole situation that's been going on between Sami and Roman, I think we're going to see a whole different situation. Like, Roman's going to call for the Usos are going to come down and try and attack Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn's going to come down, back the Usos off, with the Usos now having respect for him. The only one problem with that is going to be Solo Sikoa. The man does not trust Sami Zayn. He's a bit like Roman Reigns. But the thing is with this, they're going to hold it on Raw 30 tonight. It is on Monday. I'm filming this on the Monday, by the way. So Raw 30 is tonight. We're going to see a unanimous vote. Whether to keep Sami in the Bloodline or kick Sami out of the Bloodline. If not, we'll see Roman Reigns lay out Sami Zayn. But I've got Kevin Owens in this match to dethrone Roman Reigns, and we could see a whole new side of Roman Reigns. We could see a side of Roman Reigns where he wipes out the Usos and just goes on his own. Takes out Paul Heyman. But I think we might see a return from the Beast, from Brock Lesnar. And I think it's going to be an interesting return if he does. If Brock comes back during this match, even if it's not during the Rumble, which I think is going to happen, Brock will return in the Rumble. He's on the posters for the Rumble, and he's also in all the promo material. The same with Cody Rhodes. We'll get more on that in a minute. I think Roman might put his hands on Paul Heyman, and that's when you hear Brock Lesnar's music, and Roman will shit himself. But at the same time, I'm more going with the Sami Zayn route more than the Brock Lesnar route. I think Brock will be in the Rumble. Right. We'll do the Women's Rumble first, because it'll be the easiest, because there's only been a certain amount of people that have been announced that are going to participate. My prediction for this match, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is on that path at the moment where she is dominant. Like, nobody can stop Rhea Ripley. And it's been the same since she first started. I think we're going to see some returns. Safe to say, I think we're going to see some returns. And I think one of them's going to be Trish Stratus. Just saying. Trish might return. And I hope she does, because I love Trish Stratus. And I think there's going to be a few Forbidden Door opens. I think there's going to be a fair few. Much like there was in 2020 with Mickie James. I think there's going to be maybe Kairi Sane. That's going to return. Maybe even Sasha Banks for a final ever time. I think Sasha could be part of it, but not have a big part of it, because obviously she's now working in Japan. But I think Kairi Sane, especially with now Triple H in charge, Kairi could come back. Because we know what Kairi did in NXT with Triple H and Shawn Michaels in charge. She was fucking awesome. But yeah, so far, we've already we've got Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Kel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, and Emma. That's the name I'm looking forward to seeing, is Emma. Because she has got talent. And I like Emma. She's a good, solid fighter. And I think we're going to see especially with this Rumble, a very physical Rumble. Not like, oh, we're waiting for the next person. I think it's going to be a Rumble where it's like, fucking hell, did you just see that? Wow, what a fucking move and stuff like that. I think we're going to see that because I think, especially in the Rumble, the women have a lot more to prove. Because the Rumble for the men's has been going on since '88. But I think we're going to see a Rumble with the women's that eventually, maybe even next year, maybe in 2024, is set up to WrestleMania in Philly. We're going to see a Rumble where next year the women will be guaranteed the main event. Because always, every year, we get the men's as the main event. I think we had the women's one year. I can't remember. But I think we're going to see this Rumble is going to be a lot better than the men's. There's going to be, don't get me wrong, there's going to be less return. I think there will be maybe the same returns, maybe even more. If there's less than the men's, I'm going to be really upset. Because I think the women's have a lot more to have for a return. You could have Lita, you could have Trish. You could have so many people from like the Attitude Era. You could have Molly Holly, you could have like Victoria, Nikki and Brie. You could have an interesting Rumble, basically. You could have a very interesting Rumble. I like watching the Women's Rumble, but I think this year it's going to be the year of Rhea Ripley. Especially this year as a whole is going to be the year of Rhea Ripley. And I'm all fucking for it. I love Rhea. Right. On to the men's rumble. And I've got a bone to pick about the men's rumble. And it's one name. Cody Rhodes. I love Cody. Cody has always been one of my favourites, even before he went to AEW, redesigned himself and came back. I loved Cody Rhodes. Stardust, not so much. We all know why. But I love Cody Rhodes. He is a good wrestler. He's got the perfect legacy, especially with Dusty Rhodes and Goldust. Cody Rhodes has got the perfect legacy, which is kind of fitting because he was in a group called Legacy. See what I did there? But yeah. But the thing is with Cody, his return was fucked. I'm sorry to say, I know people are going to be excited when he returns, but his return was fucked. If WWE had just said, Cody Rhodes coming soon, or not even said anything about Cody Rhodes. I know they did the documentary for him on Raw and stuff like that, of Cody going through his surgery and the recovery process, but I reckon if they'd have said to Cody, look, we're not going to tell the fans. I know you're filming this thing, it'll come out after you return, and it'll come out on the WWE Network. If they'd have said that, and you'd have heard Kingdom by Downstraight at maybe even number 1 of the Rumble, which I believe Cody Rhodes is going to return number 1 or number 2. And number 1's going to be Seth Rollins. Because they could have that final big moment together. Seth and Cody, the final ever time in the Rumble. And it'll end with Cody eliminating Rollins. Or even, maybe even a return from Riddle. It might happen. I can see it. I can see it happening. We have Seth Rollins in the ring, surrounded by Riddle, Cody, and maybe even Roman. Or Cena. That could be it. I think other returns, I think we're going to see we're going to see John Cena. I believe Chris Masters. Now, for people in the 2000s, if you remember Chris Masters, that's awesome. But Chris Masters, I think, is going to return. Because he's been doing a lot of promos recently with Chris Van Vliet about the Rumble. So I think Chris Masters could return. Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder, I think, is going to return. Because Zack or Matt had a massive relationship with Triple H. Triple H is the reason Zack Ryder got pushed. Like the whole thing with Kane and Cena and I think it was it Eve? Eve Torres? Yeah, I think it was her as well. I think the whole reason like he got pushed was because he showed potential with Triple H. And then that thing got fucked. So I think we're going to see a Matt Cardona return. Not as Zack Ryder, as Matt Cardona. And we're going to see an interesting little moment between maybe even John Cena and Matt Cardona. At the same time, no, my mouth's gone dry. Sorry. I think there's going to be a return that nobody expects, but people are excited for, that you don't know you're excited for yet. Logan Paul. Logan Paul has been showing signs, obviously, of being back healthy after his knee injury. Obviously, there's the moment on Snapchat he had with KSI, filming with KSI, and also even like moments where you see him on his videos walking around. I think Logan Paul is going to return. And Logan Paul has already called out somebody for WrestleMania. And his name is John Cena. So I think we're going to see maybe a John Cena Logan Paul moment in the Rumble. And it's going to be Logan Paul eliminating John Cena. And then John Cena calls out Logan. And it sets up a fucking feud for those two at Mania. Either that or I want to see John Cena go after the title one more time. and win it, break Ric Flair's record, retire. Like, breaks Ric Flair's record and retire with the title. But I think at Raw 30, we're going to see a few people go, you know what, I'm a legend. I'm returning in the Rumble. There was the rumour of Ric Flair that could be returning in the Rumble, wanted to return in the Rumble. Maybe even someone like Shawn Michaels. Maybe even Austin. Maybe Rock. Because Rock is the biggest return buff. People are like, oh, The Rock's going to return. I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to be at Raw. But I think he's going to be at the Rumble. I know Rikishi will be at Raw tonight. Raw. You might have Roman's dad. I think he's still alive. Roman's dad. Who's at Raw, maybe. And you'll just have maybe even Nia Jax. Obviously with her being part of the Samoan tribe. And she's not wrestling. But maybe even like some legends that we don't expect. And I've got one name for that. The Undertaker. Maybe Matt Calloway could return. One more time. One more Rumble. Maybe even one more WrestleMania match. Because in his Hall of Fame speech he said never say never. So maybe he could pull a Shawn Michaels and just come back. I think we're going to see a few interesting moments. We're going to see a few legends in this Rumble. But all in all, I've got Cody Rhodes to win. Cody Rhodes, I think if he doesn't win and go after the title and win a title at WrestleMania, it's going to be Sami Zayn. And it's going to be Sami Zayn winning the main one at Mania. But I hope, for the love of fucking Christ, it's Cody Rhodes. Because the man deserves it. He's been through enough shit. With Stardust. And AEW. Because come on. AEW. No. Just don't. If you don't know me, or you haven't really talked to me as much, I despise AEW. I really despise AEW. I don't think they're as good as they think they are. Sorry to say, but I think it's true. I think there's going to be a few interesting moments in the Rumble as well. A few comedic moments. Or a few wow moments. And I think the two wow moments we're going to see are going to come from Kofi Kingston and Ricochet. Kofi Kingston with one of his amazing saves. If Kofi Kingston doesn't save himself, the Royal Rumble's rigged. Sorry to say. I know it already is rigged because people know who's going to win. But it's more rigged. Because he failed last year. He tried to jump and failed and both feet hit the floor. If he doesn't do it this year and succeed, I'm going to be sad. And Kofi, you don't want to make me sad. And the next one I think is going to be Ricochet. Ricochet is going to do a save. Ricochet is going to save himself. Probably by backflipping off the bloody rope or something, knowing him. Like, he'll get thrown over the top rope and he'll, like, somersault onto fucking air, like, barricade or something. Knowing Ricochet, the guy's a fucking lunatic. He'll do anything. And we know he's got that athletic ability, especially with the moment with Velveteen Dream, when he just front flipped over the top rope and landed on his feet. I think we're going to see an interesting moment from Ricochet. And I think he's going to be one of the last few in the Rumble, because he seems to be getting a push at the moment. And honest to God, I think Ricochet deserves a title. Maybe even a tag team title. Or one of the main ones. Not the WWE or Universal, but maybe even send him back to NXT. Give him the North American. Give him the NXT title. Or the tag team, or the US title. I think Ricochet's got potential to be a main event. Because the guy can work. And he is good. I like Ricochet. A lot. I think there's going to be a betrayal there. I think there's going to be a betrayal. Well, I won't say betrayal. But a moment that's going to be sad. And that's going to come from Dominic Mysterio. Dom's going to be in the ring with another member of the Judgment Day, maybe Finn Balor. The buzzer hits, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio gets in, kicks the shit out of Balor. Which is kind of sad because I'm actually wearing a Balor hoodie. I think he'll get in and beat the shit out of Balor. And then he'll turn his sights on Dominic. And Dominic starts laughing. It's like, you won't hit me, you won't hit me. And Rey drops him. Rey drops him, hits him with a 619. I think Rey will... I got that. Rey will snap. And I think, at this point, Rey Mysterio is going to eliminate Dominic Mysterio. And then for the next few weeks up to Mania, Dominic's going to come out and say, oh, my real dad's Eddie, and then change his name to like Dominic Guerrero or something. And that match at WrestleMania will be fucking beautiful. Like Dominic Mysterio or Dominic Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. Final ever time, Dominic, I think, would beat Rey. Rey retires. Because it's been a rumour for far too long now that Rey Mysterio is retiring. And I think it'll be a nice way for Rey to go out, being pinned by his son. Either that, or having something to do with Edge, who I think is going to be another return at the Rumble. We're going to see Edge. And Edge is going to turn on somebody, because it's Edge, and he's fucking beautiful. But I think the biggest pop of the night, for the Men's Rumble, the biggest pop of the night, I know it's a long shot, but it's going to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to come back. And I think, in my opinion, Riddle's going to be in the match as well. There's going to be a wholesome moment between them. And Randy Orton eliminates him. Because you cannot trust the fucking Viper. You cannot trust Randy Orton. I don't know why. Because the guy seems amazing. He seems a lovely bloke. But you cannot trust Randy Orton. The guy's a fucking fiend. The guy's a snake. But I think he's going to get the biggest pop. If he comes back... I know the Arena they're at doesn't have a roof, but it'll blow the fucking roof off the place. Or it'll just... The crowd will be that loud, it'll just knock a stand down or something. Or the heavens will open and God himself will speak to Randy Orton. Like, go on, fucking eliminate him. Cunt. It's like, I've got money on you. But, yeah. It's going to be an interesting match, the Rumble. I think the biggest pop for the women's... I think is going to be one of the Bellas. Or... maybe even a Forbidden Door. Maybe even a return. Naomi. Potentially. Naomi might return in the Rumble. And that could be the biggest pop. If you don't watch wrestling, this is your first video you're watching of mine, it's all about wrestling. A pop is where the crowd goes absolutely crazy. You know. So, that's my predictions for the Rumble. I think there's a couple more matches. I think there's the Usos and the Judgment Day. And if that happens, I've got the Judgment Day. Depending which two it is. It'll probably be Balor and Damien. If it is, I hope it's Finn and Damien and not fucking Dominic. Because the cunt don't need a title. He's insufferable enough. Yeah, that's going to be my prediction for the Rumble. I'm going to be watching this video back after I've watched the Rumble. On Sunday morning, I'm going to watch this video again and see how right I was. Or how wrong I was. Anyways, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you sitting around for fucking half an hour. I'm sorry. Yes, okay. I'm sorry. But salute to you if you actually watched the whole thing. I appreciate it. I love you as well. Anyways, look after yourselves, look after each other, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a lovely day. And I'll see you guys in the next one.